Let's face it, working in an office can be stressful. You have to deal with deadlines, a demanding boss, uncooperative colleagues, and long commutes in crowded public transport. One way to cope with a stressful office situation is through friendships. Some of these friendships go beyond work and transform into romantic relationships. So, what triggers an office romance? Is it good or bad? Before we explore office romance, remember to like and subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to get instant notifications when we upload new videos. So why do people start a romantic relationship at work? Let's go through some of the reasons that spark romance. Physical attraction or chemistry is often the culprit. It could be love at first sight with no specific reason. People in love usually say, "I fell for her eyes," or "I just love the way he laughed." This is true outside the office as well. Working together in close proximity for extended periods of time can create a feeling of comfort and dependence. Because you're comfortable with another person at work, you start sharing more about your personal life, opinions, and lifestyle choices. This kind of sharing eventually leads you to a point where you start seeing the other person as your romantic partner.
Yes. So you dictate, I'll type.
What? You'd actually do that for me. With the party of the third part, hereto referred to as Norton LLC, rendered to not the subject of any litigation or any claim that might be reasonably anticipated to give rise, being acknowledged that such appointment, it may be lawfully implied. That's it. Did we get it?
Saving and wait for it. Done.
What?
Your mind, it's amazing.
Thanks.
Here is a third reason. In stressful situations at work, such as tough project or a tight deadline to meet, people happen to cross professional boundaries. You may end up staying late to help the other person or don't maintain a respectful distance as you usually do.
मेरा तो लॉस हुआ है ना 18% का.
So, I think product team और marketing team को हाथ में हाथ डालकर काम करना चाहिए. In fact, साथ काम करना चाहिए. क्यों अंकिता?
Your colleagues may start seeing you and your romantic interest as a couple. This will only reinforce your intentions about the other person and make it official.
So you know what happened last night? पीछे वाले bathroom में.
Let's just say you're attracted towards someone in your office and you believe the feeling is mutual. Here are 5 things to consider before you start dancing around the trees. First, understand if your office has a policy on office romances. If you are working for a large established organization, the HR department usually has a policy on relationships and dating. Make sure you know what the policy is and act accordingly. Avoid having a relationship with someone that reports to you, as you will always be conflicted when you have to pull up someone who is also your romantic interest. If you are in a relationship with your boss or someone higher up in the management, your colleagues will think that you got a promotion because of your relationship with someone higher up. Learn to keep your relationship private and avoid public display of affection at work. Don't walk around hand in hand at work or always hang out together at the cafeteria. Your company's culture will also point to what can happen if your romance becomes an open secret. In successful companies like Southwest Airlines, a major airline in the United States, and Hershey's, a popular chocolate manufacturer, office romance is not seen as a crime, but not all companies have a welcoming culture. Think about what will happen if the relationship fails after some time. The two of you will still have to work together and raw emotions can get in the way.
It meant something when it happened, but now, okay, look, I made a huge mistake, but you just asked if you could trust me.
Trust you? You didn't tell me about this for a week, and then when you finally did, you lied.
This can bring down your performance at work and impact your career as well. While all relationships go through ups and downs, you should consider what happens if the love of your life all of a sudden becomes your mortal enemy who also happens to be your boss. Lastly, if you are both uncomfortable mixing work and romance, one of you should quit the job. Deciding who should quit the job can become a difficult decision. If you cannot agree on this, your relationship won't last long anyways. Romance at work depends on the work situation. Certain professions such as movies, television, sports bring together good-looking people and you will see a lot of them getting into a relationship. Whereas, if you are working in a remote place for an oil company, there is not much of a scope for romantic relationships at work. That brings us back to the question, is office romance good or bad? It's easier to lecture people about using common sense and not letting emotions come in the way of their careers. But even smart people such as Barack Obama and Bill Gates met their spouses at work. All said and done, we are all human beings, and if following our heart feels right, just do it.